Hi guys.
Hi guys.
We're back. We hope you've had a wonderful Christmas, wonderful New Year.
It's a new year. It's our our second New Year, because we started just at the end of 2017.
That's right.
But we've been doing this for just over a year.
So this, in a way, this is like an anniversary.
Yeah, so we're really
Almost,
excited.
yeah.
We're always excited.
We thought today we'd do a little video, which is something a bit different. And this is a video that we've said our wives like to wear certain perfumes of ours on the title there. Dan's wife, Kate, not my wife yet, but my fiancée, Martha, we're soon to be married. And these are just things that they love wearing.
They love wearing, and a few that they hate.
There are some that they hate.
So this is a video. This is a video which has been requested by a few people on Instagram more than YouTube. But anyway, so we thought it'd be
it's a fun thing.
A fun thing to do.
Yeah.
A silly little video.
And also, we should preface this by saying this will all change in time when they grow to realise
the love
of our wonderful sort of pooey fecal fragrances that we enjoy.
So both Kate, my wife, and Martha, your fiancée, they're both mezzo sopranos. So they're both opera, classical singers, whatever you want to call them. But I think they've got quite different tastes.
Yes, absolutely.
Although, having said that, so I'm going to work through, these are 5 choices for Kate. I'm going to work through them first, and I think the first one, I know for a fact, is one that they have in common. Okay, so my first choice, this is one that Kate wears a lot, this is one I own, and it's one that I know Martha owns. It's one that Kate loves. This is Portrait of a Lady.
Beautiful stuff.
By Frederick Malle. So this is my 50ml bottle, but Kate's actually got, I've got her a couple of the small 10ml bottles.
Oh yeah, they're very good, aren't they?
Yeah, really good. And I know she loves wearing it, and she finds it interesting because she would say that she generally doesn't like floral fragrances. So obviously this is a rose dominant fragrance, but there's so much more going on in here. But she loves wearing that. I've got 4 more. You can probably.
It's a gem.
It's a classic. It's all of these. The 5 that Kate wears, I wear as well. So number 4 for Kate. This is a bottle which originally she bought a bottle of this, and then she worked all the way through it. Well, together we worked all the way through it. So I bought a bottle of this. It's Cape Heartache from Imaginary Authors. So as I said, she bought one. We both worked our way through it. Now we have a bottle, but I don't know if you can see how much is left. Not very much, because we both wear this a lot. This smoky, resinous fireside strawberry. She absolutely loves it. She really loves smoky scents, and she finds this really interesting, this combination with a hint of strawberry.
And if you ever go, in fact, we also worth mentioning, this was our first ever fragrance review that we did. So that's a nice touch.
It's really lovely.
And when Dan and Kate go camping, this must be the one to take.
Perfect. Sorry. But as I say, we both wear this, but this is one that Kate wears a lot.
Excellent choice.
Right, so now I'm going to move on to another bottle of Kate's choice. This is her bottle, this is not mine. I do wear it occasionally. I really like this scent, but I don't own it myself. This is Coeur de Noir from the House of Beaufort. So for those of you not familiar with this, Coeur de Noir, Heart of Darkness, this is a very, very dark, rich, black fragrance. It's ink, it's wood, it's birch tar.
Old books, I think someone described them.
Well, so Kate says she wore this, and she sat next to somebody during a rehearsal, and they sat down and said, "This smells like musty old books." And Kate went, "Yeah, that's me. That's me." So this is Coeur de Noir, a really dark.
A woman of taste.
Well, and also somebody who likes quite dark fragrances. I think she likes to, I guess, like me, search out the slightly more unusual, less obvious fragrances. But she likes dark, smoky fragrances a lot.
And she can pull them off as well. Can't she? She's got that striking. That sort of, he knows.
So we've moved from Cape Heartache to Coeur de Noir, another dark and smoky one.
Beautiful.
This is another fragrance, her number 4. This is one she wears a huge amount. This is my bottle, because her bottle, this is Arab Tradition by Nobel. Her bottle, she's lost this bit which slides around the side, because it peels off quite easily.
It's a bit weird, that bit, isn't it?
So it's on her bottle, it's fallen, and also she's nearly run out of it because she wears it so often. Arab Tradition by Nobel. So you could refer to this as a clone of Tuscan leather. I think it's very, very, very close to Tuscan leather, but it also smells a lot like white suede by Tuscan leather. I feel it's slightly softer than Tuscan leather, whereas La Yuquam feels like a very close to Tuscan leather, but punchy. This feels it's a little bit softer, a little bit more rounded.
As well.
Yeah,
very beautiful straight out of the cap there.
Possibly, arguably, a tiny bit more feminine.
Yeah,
than Tuscan leather, but it's still, it's quite a punchy fragrance. It's not an overtly feminine fragrance.
I've forgotten about that. That's good stuff.
The other thing about this, so this is a great, if you love Tuscan leather and want a cheap alternative, I would have always have recommended this. I looked on eBay recently and I bought Kate a bottle, and I bought a bottle for myself. They were about £14 on eBay when I bought them. Then now I can't see it cheaper than £40.
Wow!
And it's going at £80.
Mine was about 13, 14.
So I don't know. Yeah, it seems that they seem to have ramped up the price on this. But if you
buy it while you can,
but it's still a lot cheaper than Tuscan leather, or even La Yuquam. So Arab tradition.
La Yuquam is now up to 80, 90 on things like Latinos.
Yeah, it's going up. My last pick for Kate is a fragrance which I absolutely love and adore, and I've loved for a while. And Kate really loves it and wears it a lot. Again, she's got her own bottle of this. This is my bottle. This is Timbuktu by L'Artisan Parfumeur. So it's incense and vetiver with that really distinctive opening of mango.
Yeah, so beautiful, isn't it?
Which gives it a real brightness and freshness. I love wearing this. I love smelling on Kate. It's so distinctive, so original. Not maybe as challenging actually as some of the other fragrances she selected. But
actually a nice sort of counterbalance to all of those.
So those are my 5 from Kate. They were Portrait of a Lady, Cape Heartache, Cœur de Noir, Arab Tradition, and Timbuktu.
Yeah. That's a great selection.
Let's hear your 5
right, so
for Martha.
I've got a different bag, but I still have to go over here to get them, which is very silly of me. So first one, something that we both wear. This is the box. Dan will know what it is already. Breath of God from Guerrilla Perfumes. That wonderful bubblegum incense, vetiver, smoked ham.
As you can see how much is left in that bottle.
This is almost gone. I've just bought a new bottle. In fact, no, Martha did for me for my birthday.
Kate likes that as well. Kate really likes that as well, yeah.
It sort of does whatever it does on different days, which I think is great fun.
Such an interesting fragrance.
And interestingly, Martha first started wearing this in the solid version, as a little sort of rub-on. So that's one she loves wearing, and I do as well. They've reformulated it slightly, so it's lost a bit of its potency, but
it's still very interesting.
There's a lot of personality there, isn't there? So Martha, compared to Kate, is perhaps more into the sort of the florals and occasionally the light stuff, occasionally the heavier stuff. It depends. But this is one that she loves wearing, which is Philosopos Diptyque. Again, it's that beautiful fig, coconut, very green, very tropical,
very
beautiful spring and summer fragrance.
Diptyque make great fragrances.
They're so good.
They're very good, very elegantly put together fragrances.
And this thing is the EDT, and the EDP is even more of a punch. But this thing here lasts on me a good while. Martha loves wearing it, and she'll very frequently just take this and go, okay, this is me for today. Or if she's doing an opera roll, she likes to wear one fragrance during that period. Beautiful.
Lovely.
Philosopos. Next, another fig-based fragrance. So she quite likes her fig, and this is one I don't know if I've talked about with Dan before. Spanish Fig and Nutmeg.
No, I've never heard of this.
So this is from Bathhouse, which is a little company based up north. And this stuff, I don't know how to describe it because I don't get the same sort of fig that I get in Philosopos, but there we go, have a snifter of that. But I get this very green.
It's sweeter.
It's a slightly sweeter. It's a slightly more tart fig. And the nutmeg in the dry down really warms it up a
bit,
lot.
on the whole, a bit more gourmand.
Yeah, it totally is. Absolutely.
It's got kind of a round sweetness to it. I've never encountered this.
But it's nice stuff, and the dry down is really beautiful. And it's often one that she'll grab as well, and I think rightly so. I don't wear it as often as I should.
Yeah.
But every time I smell it, I think actually
beautiful. I've never heard of that.
It's good stuff.
Amazing.
Spring and summer.
Yeah, lovely.
Which we normally don't like as fragrance people because we like the dark, heavy stuff. But these things work.
Interesting.
So next are two things from the same house, and I'm just going to make sure I'm getting the right bottle. So in fact, we'll start here. I won't get it out of the box, but Portrait of a Lady, again, snap. Well, I will get it out of the box because it's such fun. But it's a real beauty, and big rose, patchouli, earthy, spicy.
It's a big fragrance. There's a lot going on. It's not a one-trick pony.
It's just so beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah. Pepper, patchouli.
You can't go wrong. And it's a dinky little bottle that will last a long, long time.
It is a fragrance which actually you do smell around London. If you go out on Friday night, you smell it on the tube a reasonable amount. But whenever I smell it, I always think absolute class.
Yeah, whoever's wearing that knows. And you know, Martha wears this, and it suddenly gives her like an edge and a bit of raw power.
Gives her balls.
Exactly, a lovely pair of balls.
Which is nice.
So Frederick Mal, you know,
lovely balls.
Lovely house, lovely balls.
Yep.
The final thing for Martha is Carnal Flower. Frederick Mal. This is a new purchase. But it is very. It's like I'll let you get with that. It's like the tuberose to end all tuberoses, I think. So big and green. The modern day equivalent of something like Fracas, which was from the 50s.
It's so grand and bombastic, isn't it?
I mean, absolutely.
Is that interesting? Because you said, the portrait of a lady makes you think big and confident. This is even more so.
Yeah. This is more flamboyant, really. Portrait of a Lady is brooding. This is more bursting into a room and sort of taking charge. Beautiful. Dominic Ropion, you know, master perfumer. Master. We love him.
Okay, so those were some fragrances which our wives, which our other halves really like. Now we've got a lot of fragrances, and so it makes sense that there are some of them.
There will be some things they hate.
So I'm just going to talk you through some of the fragrances which Kate doesn't like. So to start with, I've got two fragrances which are they're the same genre basically. So she kind of dislikes them both for the same reason. So the first one is Rive Gauche Poron by Yves Saint Laurent, and the second one is a release from last year, which is Paisley by GOF Trumper.
I bloody love Paisley.
So they are barbershop fougères. Kate doesn't like them. She thinks they smell old-fashioned, and now she's not got a problem with smelling old-fashioned, but she thinks it smells old-fashioned in a kind of 80s. I mean, she used the word barbershop, so it's not. Whereas she likes the idea of an old-fashioned gentleman's club with leather and armchairs. She thinks this is just kind of barbershop or even sportswear. These are distinctively barbershop smells. She actually said she particularly dislikes Paisley because she doesn't like mint either. So that's a bit sad because I really like Paisley.
I can see where she's coming from in terms of the fact that they are of a certain time and period. But for me, that's the charm of these things.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I mean, I like and enjoy Rive Gauche, but I really like Paisley. I find it almost like a modern version of you know, the classic barbershop fougères like Rive Gauche.
There's some Azzaro Porom in there, isn't there?
Yeah, but there's a bit more aniseed and spice and mint, and I really like that. Unfortunately, Kate hates it. Something completely different. Now, these are two of my fragrances, my favourite fragrances. One especially I love a lot, and Kate cannot stand it. She hates it when I even spray it. This is Ottoman Empire by Arise Ledore.
My favourite thing.
And within the same category, Gold Man from Amouage. Now, this category is Kate refers to as fart gas category. Now, when I was growing up, kind of early 90s, you used to be able to get these glass fart gas capsules where you threw them on the floor, the glass cracked, and there was this chemical smell of fart gas.
Essential for schools.
Which is what Kate thinks these perfumes, this $250 perfume smells like. She thinks it's absolutely disgusting. So they are big, musky, oriental florals, which she thinks smell like fart gas.
If my farts smell like that, then I would eat Sprouts all day long.
I mean, I would
smell that again, because this thing here,
yeah,
for me, that's just an unbridled masterpiece.
Yeah. Okay, I've got. There are more that she hates. There are more she hates. The next one. So this fits into the category of fragrances she calls landmark trust fragrances. Now, if you don't know what the landmark trust is, if you're not from the UK, landmark trust is an organisation which preserve stately aristocratic homes to be visited by the public.
Very beautiful.
Very, very beautiful. And I guess what she means is there are lots of old people visiting them with lots of there are lots of doilies, there's lots of floral prints, there's lots of purple hair of old people's, there's lots of lavender. So the example of this is Caron pour un homme. So this is a lavender dominant fragrance which she thinks smells of the National Trust. She thinks it smells of potpourri, of old floral people.
She's gone mad.
I love it, but
I love it too.
But I do understand what she means, and it's not just these fragrances. She refers to this as green, and she says lots of green fragrances which just smell like dry, dusty gardens.
Dusty lamp?
Dusty lamp, what's dusty
That's the
lamp?
thing, like dusty old lamps that smell slightly burning.
No, not burnt. She likes burnt smells, but this is more dried herbs in an old woman-y kind of way. She thinks it smells old woman-y, old man-y.
Like a dried old lady.
She doesn't like this. One more that she doesn't like, which is a surprise, because she likes dark, smoky, resinous fragrances, but I've worn this a few times. Whenever I wear this, she hates it. And she always says, oh God, what is that? What are you wearing? This is T-Rex from the House of Solitist, which is a big, smoky, complex, resinous, camphorous smell, which has got a lot of cadle. It's also got a big floral heart. I'm kind of surprised she dislikes it, but she really hates it.
I think she's dinophobic.
She really, really hates it.
Yeah.
So that's sad. But anyway, so
I love that.
So that was Kate's taste.
I think Martha probably hates quite a lot of the things I've got. I've just brought a couple. I've been a bit naughty, but I've brought two that surprised me when she didn't like them because I thought she would. There are lots of things I own that smell of bum and all sorts of other rude things, which I know and expect her not to like. These two surprised me a little bit. The first one, if I can just retreat into my bag, is this little guy here, Emperor Noir, which I thought she would love.
Oh, we've discussed this actually.
Yeah.
I don't know why she doesn't like this.
We suspect it's this ISO-y super thing.
So this is Encre Noir by Lalique.
I think it's beautiful. I like the gothic, woody.
It's a great designer release with the budget.
Of it. I mean, for me, that's heavenly.
Yeah, it's a big moody duck.
Yeah.
But it is this synthetic woody ISO-y super thing, which I think she dislikes.
That's the thing.
And you hear
it's
about
a
lots
molecule,
of people
isn't it, that hits them right
really, really hate it.
I think the trouble with it is that synthetic thing, and there's a molecule in here which is probably in some people ramped up to such a degree that it's actually headache inducing. I love it, and I think for 20 quid I'd pay for the bottle alone, which is beautiful. So that was Lalique Encre Noir. She doesn't like it. Boo-hoo, I never wear it really around her. But I might wear it tonight because she's on here. And another one which surprised me a little bit because I thought she'd go for this with a slightly sweet tooth was this little guy here, Vanille Absolument.
Really?
Which she really despises. I wore this and she said that makes me absolutely gag. And
it's weird because Kate dislikes some really strong vanilla-y things as well.
Yeah, I mean...
I love this stuff. Look at the colour of that.
It's dark and rich and boozy. But if you're expecting a nice sweet vanilla, this thing is slightly more sour.
Yeah.
And I can see on my skin sometimes it has a sort of sour cardboard aspect, which I think just doesn't sit with her.
Yeah.
But I was really surprised. I was expecting her to go, oh, it smells like boozy cake mix or something.
Yeah.
But it's a bit too serious.
Wasted. So those are some of the fragrances which our other halves love, and fragrances which we share with them, and some of them which they hate.
Mostly love, though.
Mostly love. Yeah. I mean, I think maybe it says a little bit about us, a little about them, perhaps.
Yeah, exactly. The stuff that we've maybe introduced them to, that we've worn around them, that have. And also, we should mention memories.
Yeah.
I bet if you wore any of these things that they don't like, at a really happy time when they were having a great memory of something, it might have a different association.
Hopefully.
It could, I could have worn this one day when I was being in a foul mood. Or I'd also done some very smelly farts, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's
and it would have just
really special. Yeah. So anyway, let us know if there are any fragrances, perhaps there are fragrances which you really love, but your partner hates so you can't wear it around them, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Or something your partner always wears and it drives you crazy because you hate it.
Or things that you smell out and about that you love to smell and things you
and
don't
you like to smell on people around you.
Yeah.
Anyway, let us know your thoughts. But until next time, happy sniffing.
Bye.